Hey everybody, this next video is going to talk about muscle contraction and relaxation, specifically the length tension relationships. So I'm going to try to use a few real life examples to explain this, and let's begin right here. Muscles are always in a limited state of contraction, even when they're at rest. How do you know that? It's just always the case. There's always some sort of contraction going on with your muscles. And in some cases, you can actually see it. So if you have muscle tone in any of your muscles and you could see a little bit of tone to it, that is because that is a constant state of contraction of those muscles. And just in general, your muscles are always slightly contracted because if they were completely relaxed at all times, then you'd be completely flaccid, right? You'd be just a blob basically on the ground, not being able to move, right? So all of your muscles are even a limited, even a little bit of a state of contraction. That said, there is a relationship between the length of the muscles and the tone of the muscles. So the tension generated by contraction, how much tension you can actually generate, is going to depend on how stretched or relaxed the muscle is, as well as how contracted the muscle fiber was at the beginning of that contraction. So with that said, there's three options. Basically, there's three options here. All right, I'm gonna do my best to show you my video of me. All right, option number one, let's say I'm gonna try to pick something up, I'm gonna move something, right? If my arm is, let's say I wanna bend it, right? I wanna pull this mouse, this weighted mouse, closer to me. And my arm is already right here, and I wanna pull it even closer. Ready? That's a weak contraction because my muscle is mostly already contracted. It's not gonna be able to generate as much power because it's already pretty much done with its job. I'm not moving it very far. All right. The same goes with if my muscle is too stretched out. So the opposite, instead of being really close, if my arm is very stretched out, I'm also going to have a limit to how much power I can actually generate with my muscle, right? They're overextended, they're overstretched, and it's even harder to pull that in. If you don't believe me, try lifting weights. Let's say you're doing a dumbbell curl. If you start really far at the top, it's going to be really easy, right? Because you're not doing much, right? You're not getting the full range of motion. But also, if you extend fully out and then all the way back in, it's way harder than if you were to go 90 degrees, halfway, and then pull in. So you have to find that middle ground. So option one is too short, weak. Option two is too long, weak. It's the middle ground. And that's why a lot of times when you're doing exercise, you're told to do 90 degrees. Again, not always. Everyone has their own workout regimens, but in general, 90 degrees is good because you have that some contraction, but not overly elongated either. It's that nice in-between zone. All right. And that's the idea with the length tension relationships. If you have any questions on that, please let me know.